This is Cougar Conversations on Zoom. We're talking with members of our MVNU women's basketball team. You're at Nationals. Are you excited? Yes. We have the sophomores with us. Maria Dobson, Riley Peru, Maggie Coe, Lily Krieger, did I say that right? And Erin Beam. Thank you so much, ladies, for being with us. Okay, first of all, we have to talk about you're watching the screen, you're watching the bracket, you know there's a chance that you're going to be on there, and then you see the words, Mount Vernon Nazarene University. Tell me what happened. Tell me what went through your mind.
For me personally, I was super shocked because I wasn't expecting to see our name pop up so fast. And so like once it did, like it didn't really register with me until everyone was like getting up and like shouting and screaming. And I was like, oh, like Mount Vernon Nazarene University, that's us. And so then it was just like excited and just like relief because like all of our hard work paid off. So that was really exciting.
How about for everybody else?
I just remember like sitting on the couch next to like Maria and Jordan, and we were all just like getting settled into the room, and like the first name was called I think it was like the team we're playing, and so we're all like, this is new to us because we've never seen like the video or the revealing of anything. And then like next second goes by and like it's Mount Vernon Nazarene, and we all just like got up and screamed, and it was just honestly like a cool feeling. Like it gives me goosebumps till this day, just thinking about the feeling. Like it's honestly the best feeling ever.
Well, let's talk about how you are preparing for the game. How are you getting physically and mentally prepared? And is it any different than preparing for a game in season?
Yeah, so I think one of the biggest ways that we've prepared is just getting here to Louisiana so early. I think that's helped us just kind of like get our legs under us, and then we've been able to practice in LSUA's gym, and then we're also practicing in the Coliseum that we're going to play in today. So I think just kind of getting here, getting our legs under us, and all that has really helped us prepare. And also we've been watching film. We've been going through our scouting reports and going through personnel, and just like seeing what they do on film, I think has helped us a lot. And we're trying just to prepare like we have been for every other game, but obviously we know what's at stake. And so we got to take it a lot more seriously just because this is a national game. So, but overall, I do feel very prepared for this game. So I'm looking forward to it.
We've talked a lot, and I've talked to some of you about how crazy this year has been. Lots of twists and turns and quarantine. You know, I'm kind of sick of that word. I'm sure you are too. But now we can really call this season historic because you are there at the national tournament. I want you to tell me, and anybody can jump in, one important lesson that you have learned this season.
Personally, like this season definitely is like a lot of ups and downs. Like we were set in quarantine in November, and actually like backtracking in September, like we had a couple people in quarantine during like preseason conditioning. And so it was definitely like a season that we are not used to because we're just used to all being together, going through practices and stuff. And then when we got sent home, like the feeling I got, I was like, how is the season going to be? Because like November and we're already in quarantine. And actually it's like a good thing that we were set in quarantine that early, because like ended up being like we were able to still play. Like we haven't gotten set in quarantine since, knock on wood. And so like the thing that pops out to me is like just being grateful and like being in the moment of like where we are now, because I'm a huge planner. Like I like to know like things that like I like to look forward to things. And so when we were set in quarantine, like I was kind of discouraged. I was like, I don't know how this is going to go. Like I'm just a huge planner. And so I think like for me, like I'm just grateful every day to come to practice and practice with the girls and my sisters around me. And we just work so hard every day because we don't know when it's going to be taken to us. So that's just one thing like that has really stuck out to me, is like just being grateful. And like we're super grateful that God's put this season in our hands. Like it's definitely going to prepare us for like future when we like run into obstacles, like how to get through it. And so it's definitely taught me perseverance too.
Anyone else want to share an important lesson you've learned this season?
I would say, along with what Erin said, that just with how crazy this year has been with like quarantining and everything, it's just like we have to work that much harder because like all the other teams are kind of facing that kind of adversity too. So they're going to be wanting to work just as hard for this season. So I just kind of like had to put it in my own perspective of what am I going to do to like outwork these teams, outwork other individuals. So it just has been a really big motivator to like work harder and just want to work for my team because it's just been a blessing that we've been even able to play this year.
We are hosting Cougar Conversations on Zoom, talking to our sophomore ladies from the national tournament, Maria, Riley, Maggie, Lily, and Erin. Now, I want to talk a little bit about grit. It's your team culture. Tell us what that means to you now that you are at the national tournament.
I know that grit is something that we talk about a lot. And then now that we are on like a national stage and having the chance to compete for a national title, everything that grit entails is kind of amplified in a way. So with godliness, since we're on like such a big stage, it's even a bigger opportunity to play for God. And we're playing teams that we've never seen before. So it's also an opportunity to show godliness to them. In the same way with responsibility, kind of like Maggie Co was saying, with how we're preparing with our scouting report and like our game plan, it's our responsibility to kind of know that the game plan and the scouting report, just because we've never played against these girls before and they're really great teams. So in being on this trip, we have missed some class. So it's been our job to kind of keep up with our classes and our homework. And that takes a lot of responsibility to get that stuff done as well. Integrity, I think that's just something that should remain constant in your character, no matter what kind of stage or platform you're on. And we want to remain, have our integrity remain in our character, even now that we're at nationals. And then finally, toughness is just, we're playing the best teams in the nation. So we have to remain both physically and mentally tough throughout this week, as it's been a long season, but also to prepare for these tough teams that we're going to be playing.
Well, ladies, I want to talk a little bit about team leadership as sophomores. You're not completely new to the program, but how has your team leadership been motivating all of you to keep fighting this season?
Yeah, so we have a great group of leaders on our team. And well, specifically our captains are Taylor Gregory, Elizabeth Fee, and Maggie Koblenz. And two of those are seniors. And it's going to be Taylor's last year. And I think just with all our seniors in general, it's just kind of like a motivator, just because they're nearing the end of their career, and you just kind of see like that passion, like they don't want it to end, and and that kind of motivates us to fight hard for them. And they just show us every day by example, like in practice. Our captains, our seniors, they work so hard in practice, just by showing us what it means to work hard every possession on both sides of the ball. And even off the court, I think their maturity shines through in their schoolwork, in their relationships, and that carries on onto the basketball court as well. So I'm just very thankful for our seniors and for our captains. They've been great leaders for us, and they've showed us really what it means to embrace our concept of grit. And they've shown us what it means to be a part of this team and to embrace our values. So, yeah, and like I said, it just motivates us to work hard for them. So I really appreciate them.
Let's talk about Cougar fans. You have a lot of them out there. A lot will be cheering you on, wishing that we were with you in Louisiana. But what's your message for Cougar Nation?
So first off, we definitely want to thank like all the Cougar fans out there. Their support has meant so much to us, even when they're not in attendance at games. We still know they love us, they're supporting us and watching them from home. But the main message we really want to give them is that we're going to leave it all out there on the court, and we're just going to do our best and come out with 2 victories at the end.
All right, I want to give each of you a moment here to give a shout out to your families. I know your family support is very important to you. I know I'm kind of surprising you with this, but they'll be watching this video. So go ahead and take a moment. We'll start with Aaron, and just give a shout out to those people that you love that are supporting you.
Shout out to my mom, my dad, my sister, my boyfriend Carson, and my grandparents, grandma, grandpa, and papa. Thank you so much for watching this season. And I'm very thankful for you and love you guys all. And yeah.
All right. How about Riley? You go next.
I just wanted to give a shout out to my parents and both of my sisters, Carly and Marley, as well as both sides of my grandparents and my boyfriend Eric. They've all made it a really big deal that they've watched my games this season. And I'm really appreciative that they've had the opportunity to do so. And I want to give a special shout out to my parents because my older sister Carly is playing in Minnesota this weekend. Minnesota or Missouri, I should know that. But my mom is going there, and my dad is coming here. So I'm really appreciative that they make give us the opportunity to have them come to our games, and they really care about watching us. So.
Okay, Maggie, you want to go?
Yeah, so I want to give a shout out to my parents as well, and my sister. My mom and my sister are on their way here right now, so I'm really thankful for them for being able to come here. And my two brothers are awesome as well, and my sister-in-law, my brother and my sister-in-law, they watch every game, so I'm very appreciative of them. Both my grandparents on either side, they never miss a game either. They're always watching. My Aunt Mary, she's from West Virginia. She watches every game. And then my boyfriend and his parents as well. They're very supportive. And so I really appreciate all of you guys, and I love you very much.
Okay. Lily, you're up.
I want to give a shout out to my mom and all my sisters, and my dad and my two brothers are coming down here. So I'm super excited for that, and just their constant support. And also my boyfriend Lucas, who always watches our games, and my grandma. They're all just, whether they're in the stands or they're not, it just makes me so happy that they're always watching.
And Maria.
I want to shout out my parents and my younger brother Luke, my grandparents from both sides, and my Aunt Stephanie and Uncle Butch.
All right. Ladies, thank you so much for being with us. We will be cheering you on, wishing you the best of luck. Our sophomore Lady Cougars on Cougar Conversations.